Siamo in provincia di Pisa.
Here we are in the province of Pisa, 8 kilometers away from the coast, nearby Casale Marittimo, a very nice medieval village. We are in a winery called Pagani de Marchi, which is part of an association that covers 8 great quality wine producers from the Tuscany coast. Here on my right-hand side, not so long ago, some Etruscan tombs were found under that hill, a very important finding. So, many and many years ago, the Etruscan lived here, and probably they used to make wine. At my side here, an Etruscan descendant.
Well, I'm not Etruscan, to be honest. I'm actually Swiss. I left Switzerland almost 10 years ago with the idea to produce wine, because I'm fond of it. To fulfill our plan, my husband and I turned to Michele Satta for some advice. Michele is a well-experienced wine producer from Bulgaria and is also a good friend of ours. First of all, we analyzed the ground and fortunately the results were good. Then we had to choose the kind of wine to produce. The pick turned into Merlot and Cabernet because we always loved French wines. The main production is anyway covered by Sangiovese, being the native wine of this area. We built then a small cellar underground in order to respect the landscape. We still maintain no more than 6 hectares soil in order to look after the quality of the product.
I know you started out in 1995. I would say that after 12 years, vineyards should be ready to produce very good wines. Now I would love to taste some of them, and I'm sure they will hold my interest. Montaleo is the basic wine in the winery. Basic means that it's the cheapest one. The composition is 70% Sangiovese, 15% Merlot, and 15% Cabernet Sauvignon. Montaleo is a very fresh, pleasant, good structured wine with a very good value for money, and it goes with a great variety of dishes. It could match perfectly with amatriciana spaghetti or even with a caciucco, since it does go well with spicy fish. Olmata is closely related to Montaleo. The only difference between the two is that Olmata stays about 10 months in the barrique, so it will last for longer. Casa Nocera is 100% Merlot, and it's a very interesting wine produced by Pagani de Marchi winery. Merlot is a particular grape variety, since it could yield either great wines or very cheap ones. That all depends on the attention paid to the vineyard, the type of soil and the sun exposure. I would say Casa Nocera has remarkable class, elegance and balance. It's a wine that could easily last in time. I would have it with a T-bone steak, or even better with a spit roasted pork.
Ancora meglio con un maialino di cinta cotto allo spiedo.
We find ourselves at Casale Marittimo, a very well-maintained medieval village. The atmosphere is magic in here, pleasant and peaceful everywhere. At night time it's absolutely stunning. The name Casale Marittimo is coming from Casal Vecchio, which was the capital of the Etruscan kingdom, and it is also the name assigned to the wine that we are going to taste now. Here it is. Casal Vecchio is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon. Sauvignon comes from Sauvage, which in French means wild. It's a heavy-bodied grape variety that shows a very strong flavor. It's a structured wine with a smooth acidity and a persistent taste. The properties of Casal Vecchio could perfectly match the marinated flavor of a typical Tuscan dish called lepre in salmi, even when the wine is still young.
Came without warning, so no one knew.
We are now in the cellar of the winery. Let's not forget that the barrique is a simple tank which improves and enriches the wine, so it has to be purely considered in that way. Hi Stefano. Stefano is the agronomist, the one who looks after the wine cellar. Now I'd like to taste Principe Guerriero, Pia's favorite wine, so please tell me, how long has it been in this barrique?
16 months, 30% in new barriques and 70% in used ones.
Perfect. So Stefano, could you now pour the wine for us? Pia, why did you choose these names for your wines?
All names come from the Etruscan community that lived here about 7th century before Christ. For example, an object representing a small goose was found here during the excavations, and it has now become the trademark of our winery. Casal Vecchio is the ancient name for Casale Marittimo. Nocera is the necropolis where the Etruscan warrior prince lie. That is, in Italian, Principe Guerriero, the name of my favorite wine.
Think about
It's a real Sangiovese with all its main peculiarity, expressing clearly and strongly all its roughness. It has light in the barrel enough to smooth its strength. This is a wine having a very good fruit and body and a pleasant structure. Its tannins will be perfect in 2-3 years' time, when it will be even more enjoyable than now.